Jonathan Jones, Pete Prisco, alongside, I'm going to say it, Super Bowl champion Nick Sirianni, the Philadelphia Eagles head coach. Nick, how good does it feel, and has it literally sank in yet?
You know, it is. It was an awesome experience, an awesome year with special people, special players, special coaches, special front office, special ownership. It was a really special year. But what happens is, as soon as you win and you celebrate for a couple days, you know, I had to coach to Phil, right? You know, Kellen left me.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him. But
took a couple coaches as
well.
Took
a couple coaches. So, you know, you're in the process of going through your end-of-year evaluations with the players, your end-of-year meetings with the players, your end-of-year meetings with the coaches, filling, you know, interviews to fill your staff, and it's really been a grind there. So we've enjoyed it, and but you know what? We're on to 2025 and getting ready to try to, you know, get ourselves ready to win that first game next year.
Was it important for you to keep that in-house to replace Kellen Moore?
You know, again, you want to look for the best coach available. But I think what I've seen is really good organizations, when they have somebody there to be able to promote from within, and that continuity is very important. And Kevin is so ready to, you know, Kevin's been attached at the hip to me for the past 7 years. Kellen didn't go anywhere without Kevin these last 12 months. They were attached. Same thing with Shane, same thing with Brian Johnson. And Kevin's just so ready for this opportunity. And I know he's going to do a great job. And so, again, that continuity for your quarterback, that continuity for your coaching staff, that continuity for your receivers and your offensive line and your tight ends and your running backs, you know, and I think at the end of the day, Kevin was the best guy for the job as well. And so, you know, we're excited about Kevin and everything that he'll bring. And I know he'll do a really good job.
You guys won the Super Bowl, and that's the peak of all peaks. There were also some dips. There were some valleys this past season for you guys that probably over the course of time may get forgotten about a little bit. How good is good sort of conflict that helps, or maybe it hurts, but how does it help you get to that ultimate summit of a Super Bowl?
Yeah, great question. Any season in your life, any season in football, there's going to be ups and downs. And I'm really actually thankful for the downs. I really am. I'm thankful for the criticism. I'm thankful for all those things that we went through this year, because when you have talent and you work through the process and you're able to withstand adversity does something to you if you embrace it that success can't do, right? You know, it helps you. You have to drag yourself through the mud. You have to look within. You have to be able to step up to the plate from the criticism and get better from it. And I think that's what happened this year. You know, there were ups and downs, and you know, really even leaning back into the 2023 season, I have no doubt in my mind that if we don't go through what we went through in the 23 season, we're not Super Bowl champs in the 24 season. No doubt in my mind. And so, and sometimes in life you can't always see the adversity that you went through if that was good, but we definitely do. And I think about the criticism of, you know, whether players on our team or there's coaches on our team, whether it's myself, you know, when you're able to, again, being thankful for that because it shapes you to who you are, but also and I'm just talking about myself now the criticism that I was able to face, you know, and the scrutiny that I was able to face, that's going to be something that I'm going to be able to, when my kids go through a social media problem or something in the work, I'm going to be able to talk them through this. Well, these players are also going through criticism, and I'm able to stand there with them and say, hey, I know what you're going through. I'm so grateful for that. As hard as that is in the moment, as hard as that tricky that is, like if you can embrace it and go through it, and now again you get better from it, and you have that common denominator with your players to say, hey, I know what you're going through. So I'm so grateful for the valleys, because you don't get to the high peaks without the valleys.
Are you going to go seek out that criticism next year? Like, if you guys start 3-0, are you just going to be searching your name for anything?
I'm sure I'll get it. I'm sure I'll get it, and that's okay. I know what I signed up for. But again, the adversity, I just can't say it enough. The adversity that you go through makes you the person you are, and that's hard to see when you're in it. But it's stories like this, it's moments like this that you can look back to. When we're going through adversity. We're going to go through adversity next year. We're going to go through adversity in the offseason, in the training camp, all those different things. You look back on moments like this, and you look back at other moments in your life that you've went through it to really dig deep and to go even a little harder.
Every coach who's ever won says winning won't change me. How do you make sure that doesn't happen?
Yeah, it's about the process that got you to that. Like, success takes what it takes. There was a moment at the end of the year, we won. We're coming back. I'm like, these exit interviews are a bear, right? It's 70 players. It's 20-plus coaches. It's 10, 15, 20 minutes each one of them. You add up the math. I'm not that good at math. I can't do it. And I said to myself, man, I'm not doing this. We had a great year. I'm not going through the process of the exit interviews. Everyone's going to say, hey, we won the Super Bowl. What else do you think went well? But I sat there for one day, and we had one day off before we brought the players back in. And that one day I'm like, no, you got to do it. You got to do it. It's the only thing. It's the major point of a process to end the year to push you into the next year. And so when you're process oriented as a coach, as a player, as a team, you realize that it's the process that produced the results. You just didn't magically show up and get it. And so, and you lean back on your core values as a football team, right? Our culture as a football team. We won. Obviously, we were very talented as a football team. We had talented players. We had talented coaches. But we won because we were tough. And we had a daily commitment to being mentally, physically tough, playing with relentless effort. We won because we were detailed with the fundamentals, with the situational football, with being on the same page. And we won because we were together. That doesn't, as a team, it's not the best groups of individuals that wins. It's the best teams. And those things, all those three things that we just said don't just happen because you got good players in the building. They don't just happen because you have good coaches in the building. They happen because of the process that you put yourself through every single day, and that will be the main goal as we head into it. That'll be the main goal year 5 as a coach, year as a head coach, which I'm going into year 20, whatever it is. That's gonna, and when it's not, it's time for me to step away.
They're not going to ban the tush push, are they? They're not.
They just asked me about that in my media, and I said, we work so hard at that. I'm a little insulted that in the sense of it's like, well, it's just a gimme. Like, we work so hard at that play. The people that we've met with to make that play go as coaches.
What do you mean? What do you mean the people that you
I don't want to get into that. I'm not going to give that information up. But you'll go to any lengths to improve a play. We'll meet with anybody we need to meet with to get better at the fundamentals of that play. So coaches being able to coach it and the players going to be able to do it. You don't get to the creative ways that our coaches figure out how to drill that because you can't. It's hard to drill that and to practice that. But they found such creative ways to do that. Our guys, really dove into the fundamentals it takes, and we have very talented players there with that. And then the compliments that come off of it. I think what's so exciting about that play also is that you're seeing it at every level of football, right? If I get on Twitter, which is very rare, or whatever it's called, and I see a high school team, it brings so much joy to me that a high school team's doing it. My son, in a football game this last year, scored on that play.
Really?
He scored on that play. He went in at quarterback. He rotated with his buddy at quarterback. He went in and scored a touchdown on that. Like, I think that's awesome. Like, the Philadelphia Eagles are shaping the way football is being played. And then just because somebody's good at something, we're talking about banning it. I think that's a little unfair, and again a little insulted by that in the sense of and we were high 80% in our success rate of it. There were times it didn't work well, and we had to go back to the drawing board of what we needed to do differently of it. And you got me going here on this now.
I love it.
And again, you saw it also play out in big games this year where a team didn't convert on that play, and it resulted in them not winning it. And so to say, hey, Team A or Team B is really good at this, let's ban that. I think that's crazy. Well, A.J. Brown's really good at catching the deep ball. I don't think we're going to ban that. Patrick Mahomes is a phenomenal quarterback. We can't ban all those things that he does so well.
No passes.
Jalen Hurts, phenomenal things yeah, exactly. Patrick Mahomes can't throw the ball more than 30 yards down the field. That's never going to happen. And so it's the same thing here. And again, there is a beauty in the play because, and I would get it if every team was like 100%. I actually wouldn't even get that. I'd be honest with you, because again, there's an art to it, and and there were some defenses that did a really good job of defending it against us as well. And so, a lot of strategy
did anybody
to
get
it.
hurt ever with the play?
Yeah,
that's the
I
whole
saw
talk
some,
of it.
Yeah, no. Again, the NFL will have those numbers,
Right.
and those numbers.
Did you guys have anybody get hurt?
Yeah, we ran it more than anybody.
Right.
We didn't have anybody get hurt
Right.
on it. But the NFL will have those numbers, and so anybody that would say, "Hey, it's an injury play," that the truth will come to the light, right?
Sure.
And so that at some point will be revealed that the safety of the play and whatnot. The collision's a heck of a lot smaller there than when Saquon's running at somebody and the other person's
Right.
running at
Or a
somebody.
punt.
Or
Right.
a punt or stuff like
Right.
that. And so, again, and I'll put my other plug into this, we just made the kickoff safer by getting the guys closer together. So nobody's closer together than in
Right.
this play, right?
Right.
And so it'd be a little bit, to save player safety, I think is a little bit of I'll just throw whatever sticks on the wall. I'm
Yeah.
going to throw out there
Right.
and make it. But again, we work so hard at that play. Our players work so hard at that play, and we have special guys to be able to go out and do it. Landon Dickerson and Jordan Mailata and Cam Jurgens and Mekhi Becton and Lane Johnson and the tight ends on the edge. And by the way, Jalen Hurts. He's really good at that as well.
That's pretty good. That's awesome. Well,
Thanks
along with the
for
Tush
giving
Push.
me the microphone to talk about that.
Yeah,
for
right.
a
No.
second.
Right here at CBS Sports, very clearly, we're huge fans of Tush Push. Nick Sirianni, thank you so much for the time.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Nick, if you thought of every single head coach in the National Football League, who's winning the bench?
That's easy. Campbell.
All right. Well, some people said Vrabel.
You know what? And Vrabel, I coached on a team that Vrabel played. It would be close.
How much can you bench?
Now?
Yeah.
Not what those two can. I'm not even going to get into that.
Okay, but Andrew Berry said he could get 12 reps. Could you get 12?
I used to be able to get 12. Right now, if I put 225 on the bar, I'd struggle to get one or two.
Okay,
Yeah.
at least you're honest.
Yeah.
Let's say you're leaving for a week. What NFL head coach would you trust to babysit your kids?
Jonathan Gannon, Shane Steichen, Kellen Moore.
All the people that you've worked
There you
with.
That was easy.
Which head coach does the best job of sweet talking the refs?
Not me.
If you have to know, Brian Callahan did say not you.
Did he say that?
He did say not you.
I bet you I can't answer that question because I'm not on their sideline, but I know that again a lot of these will be Jonathan Gannon. I can imagine is very outstanding at that. Very outstanding at that.
I've been on the sideline. I don't know that I've seen that.
Okay.
Maybe I'll have to
You're
pay more
wrong.
attention. You get a flat tire on the way to the stadium. Which of your players are you calling first to come help?
Good question. AJ.
He can change a flat, you think?
I don't know. I trust him. I trust all our guys, but as the guy, he's going to be there quick. He's going to be there helping me ready
Or
to
he'll
go.
find a book.
He can find a book, yeah.
And a jack.
Yeah.
There you go. If you could have coached any one player who's now retired in the National Football League, who would it have been? Any player that ever played.
That ever played.
I would have loved to have coached this guy.
I kind of, man, it's a good question. I love like just tough, grimy, gritty players. So I'm like thinking of Bill Berge, and I'm thinking of Mean Joe Green, and I'm thinking of, I'll give you two, those two.
Mean Joe Green has come up.
yeah.
I don't remember who, but someone did say him. All right, last one. If you were not an NFL coach, what would your job be?
There's not many other things I'm qualified to do. But I did get my education major. I'd be a teacher. My brother's a teacher. His wife's a teacher. My wife was a teacher. My other brother's wife's a teacher. My parents were teachers. So I guess I would have to
It's in your
follow in
blood.
the family footsteps, yeah.
What subject? Don't say gym.
Jim. Health phys ed. Health phys ed. I don't know. My dad was a science teacher. My mom was a kindergarten teacher. My brother's a history teacher. My sister-in-law is a health teacher. My other sister-in-law is an English teacher. and my wife was a third grade teacher. So
no math.
I got a lot of different, no math.
My mom's a math teacher.
There you go. There you go.
I so appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
And thanks for taking care of Ketty.
He took care of us.